Welcome to Boxonic, your front row seat to the biggest showdowns in boxing. Today, we're diving deep into Canelo versus Crawford, the fight everyone's talking about.
There's just guys that just have preposterous power, and Canelo is a guy that has power but is constantly working on it. There's a great clip of him working with Andy Ruiz. You know that shield, that weird hand shield that they hold up for hooks? Yeah. And he's like, this is not for speed. This is just power. Just power. He's like, don't try to be fast with this, just power. And you see him just, hey, boom. Bro, he hits so hard. Clean.
I think I was there.
You might have been there.
Yeah, man, we had some good ass fights this year. And now, now Crawford's about to fight.
Yes, he's gonna fight Canelo.
Oh man.
I just hope he's big enough. I hope he's big enough to keep that dude off him, because Canelo hits so hard, man.
After watching Canelo Alvarez at the press conference, Joe Rogan didn't hide his concern. He thinks Terence Crawford should pull out. The UFC commentator was clearly shaken by Canelo's focused and no-nonsense demeanor. Even though Crawford spoke with confidence, Rogan felt Canelo's energy was different, more intense, more dangerous, and that Crawford might be biting off more than he can chew.
Canelo Alvarez body shots. Like, maybe there's a video we could look. He's got a beautiful one where he steps in and just rips that left hook to the liver, and your body just goes deep. It shuts down. It's the weirdest feeling, man. It's like your legs stop working, everything stops working. Your whole body just seizes up.
I've always believed Crawford had a real shot, Rogan admitted, but that version of Canelo, he looked like a man possessed. He went on to say this may be the most serious Canelo he's ever seen. Rogan called Crawford said that fact hit him hard after seeing them face off. Only a miracle saves Crawford now. He said, even going as far as to suggest the fight shouldn't happen. Canelo's aura drained all my hope, Rogan confessed.
Fight would be gigantic.
I'm trying to make all-time history.
Right. That's the one that gets you going. I can see it in your eyes.
Yeah. I hear him now. You too little. Canelo gonna break you. Yeah. I love the challenge. Let me prove him wrong once again.
Both fighters are elite, with world titles in 4 weight classes each. Crawford walks into the bout undefeated at 41-0, having cleaned out every division he touched. Meanwhile, Canelo remains a dominant force despite the critics. His resume speaks volumes, and, love him or hate him, he's still the sport's biggest box office draw.
For sure, them belts coming with me. They coming home with me. I'm telling you right.
You can see it, but it's gonna be difficult. You take it to your
I'm taking them, and ain't nothing you gonna be able to do about it. Come fight
and
night.
I know Turkey's in your corner,
I promise.
But look, it's gonna be very difficult. He's gonna be so mad that day. Believe me.
When two all-time greats from different divisions collide, someone is bound to be outsized Dan that can decide everything. This fight is no exception. Even when the bout was first announced, Rogan was uneasy. He flagged the weight jump for Crawford as a red flag. Canelo has the size, and that gap might be what splits them on fight night.
I see you. I see you. You see I'm different.
I see you too.
You see I'm different than all the other ones.
No, I see you. No, you don't know different. You're nothing different.
I'm different.
Nothing different.
I'm different.
We'll see.
You gonna see. You know it.
We'll see.
We gonna see.
Starting at lightweight, Crawford has steadily moved up, but this jump to 168 pounds for a career-defining clash. That's massive. His style is pure skill, but Canelo is no ordinary opponent. He's a proven killer who's fought as high as light heavyweight. Rogan, joined by comedian Brian Simpson on his podcast, admitted he's worried. I just hope Bud is big enough to keep Canelo off him, he said, because Canelo hits so damn hard.
The elite of the elite boxers, to a man, to every one of them, they're disciplined. Yeah. And they stay focused. I'm so excited to see this fight with Canelo Alvarez, because I think the Saudi Arabians have so much money. They're throwing so much money at boxing, and the guy who's the head of boxing over there wants to make that fight happen. I think Terence Crawford, forget about the 3 weight classes. I think he could beat Canelo.
I think he can.
Moving up to weight classes, that doesn't bother Terence Crawford one bit. He's chased this super fight with Canelo Alvarez for a while now, and instead of easing into it with a tune-up, Crawford's diving straight in, no warm-up, no delay. By fight night, it'll be over a year since he last stepped into the ring. But that layoff might work in his favor, giving him just enough time to properly bulk up for the challenge of a lifetime.
The streets, you and Canelo, what would it look like?
Come on, man. Yeah, I know what I do. I ain't got to talk about it. On the streets, I'm going to be against anybody. I ain't never going to say another man going to whoop me. So, you know what I mean? That's your answer right there.
I guess in Guadalajara, you'd think it'd be a little different on the streets if Terence came to town?
I think every city, every place is different, no? It's different. But we don't talking about the streets. We're talking about boxing, the beautiful sport of boxing. So that's different, way different than the streets.
Fans of Joe Rogan's podcast were stunned when he suddenly switched sides, especially after backing Crawford early on. A lot of listeners believe Canelo, the current super middleweight champ, will use his size to dominate Crawford, who's spent most of his career fighting at 147 and just recently jumped to 154. But Rogan didn't think the size gap would be a deal breaker, at least, not at first.
One dude that, like, I believe all the he be talking.
Crawford? Yeah. Oh, he's good.
He don't just be saying shit.
They tried to say that like Errol Spence was damaged because of what Crawford did to him because he was damaged from the car accident. I'm like, maybe. Or maybe Crawford would have done that 3 years ago. I think he's that good. He's just so skillful.
Joe Rogan insists Crawford's size is being underestimated. In episode 2286 of his JRE podcast, he brought on NFL star Antonio Brown and lit up while talking about the fight. Rogan said the 37-year-old has plenty of time to gain size before fight night. You know why I'm hyped? Terence Crawford and Canelo, that's the one, Rogan said. Still, he admitted one thing has the fans buzzing: the size difference between the two.
And when he gets, and he's also the best guy in the sport at switch hitting. He'll go from southpaw to orthodox and be just as good and trip you up. Like you think he's going to start southpaw, he starts orthodox. You prepare for orthodox, he's fighting southpaw. He feels like he's got you timed better orthodox, he'll switch it up. You know?
That's super accurate.
Rogan said people are wrong to call Crawford small. He weighed 185 pounds recently. He shared, and this is the same guy who just won the 154-pound title after fighting at welterweight. Still, many fans feel that even with his elite skill set, Crawford might just end up another name on Canelo's hit list. Their biggest concern: Crawford, at 37, is making a huge leap with no rehydration clause for protection. But make no mistake, Crawford's a technician with a 41-0 record, 31 knockouts, and a fresh win over Israel
Oh, like just knows so much about boxing, about where to be and what's coming, and
he's a strategist that's also entertaining.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's an artist.
Like remember like a young B-Hop?
Yeah.
It was like just so sharp and made it look almost entertaining. You know what I mean?
Roy Jones in his prime. It was art. You were watching art. He's piecing up people.
Fight season is here and it's already on fire. The Baker Al-Shidi Theater in Riyadh lit up as Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford shared the stage for the first time. The Mexican legend defends his undisputed super middleweight title on September 13 in Las Vegas. Also on the line, the ring title worth a jaw-dropping $188,000. The bout streams live on Netflix. The energy between the two fighters was electric. It was a glamorous, high-stakes face-off, just what the Middle East has become known for. Canelo's legacy is unmatched. He won't let Crawford beat him, said Turki Alashik, who kicked off the press event. Both men even had dinner with the Saudi minister who helped seal this long-awaited deal.
Going up and becoming undisputed against Canelo. Come on, man. I'm flying in the sunset, man. Thank you, boxing God.
That would be it?
That would be it.
Yeah.
That's the only thing get for me. I didn't accomplish everything there is to accomplish in the sport of boxing.
Canelo enters this fight with a chip on his shoulder. His recent win over William Skull broke records for the fewest punches thrown. That wasn't a fight. It was a letdown, Canelo said. I came to throw hands, but it takes two. Now, he's fired up and chasing history. He's a great fighter, but he's not Canelo. I've got experience. People only see my power, but I bring more than that. Despite Crawford being a former undisputed welterweight champ and IBF super welterweight title holder, most experts still don't see him as the favorite, thanks to that massive leap in weight.
I'm saying at once.
Right.
I'm saying I started at 135. I'm just saying, like, say if Canelo was the champion at 147 to go up 160.
Right. In one jump.
In one jump.
It's a big jump, too. 21 pounds. It's a lot of weight.
I'm going to win. It's that simple, Crawford declared. Nobody tells me how to fight. I've done this all my life. I'm not running. His elusive backfoot style could frustrate Canelo, but the Mexican star isn't worried. Both fighters believe they're writing history. I wanted Canelo because he's fought legends Mayweather. GGG, this is my mega fight, said Crawford. This is my moment. Canelo respected the call-out but didn't hesitate. He's not beating me. This fight belongs in the history books. I just hope he doesn't run. The fans deserve a war. I know what I bring, and I'm confident.
However I gotta fight, I'm gonna win. Simple as that. I'm not gonna let somebody else force me or tell me how to fight, and when I've been fighting my whole life. You know, I won't be running. You know, I could tell you that. But I will be, you know, doing a lot of touching.
Give me wrong. He's a great fighter, like I say, he's no Canelo.
As the September 13th mega fight nears, both men sat down with Piers Morgan for an emotional deep dive. Morgan asked about their pasts, the trauma, the mindset, the pressure, but neither fighter was eager to dig into personal wounds like Canelo brothers kidnapping or Crawford getting shot. Still, they shared key insights. When asked if Canelo had any edge, Crawford replied, "He's great, no doubt, but I won't ever say a man is better than me until he proves it. I don't know. If his jab or right hand's better, we haven't fought yet. All I know is, I do everything well."
Listen, however they rate me, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we gotta fight, and I'm gonna win the fight. It's simple as that.
Can I ask you about if there's any rematch clause with this fight with Canelo?
No, it's not.
Is that something you push for?
No, I didn't.
And there's any weight restrictions to the fight at all?
No, it's not.
That's when you know it's going to be a real fight, Crawford said. I love that feeling. He praised Canelo's skill but warned critics who judge him outside the ring. It's different when you step in with me. Both men know. They don't need trash talk. They've got the tools. We'll give fans a show. We don't fake it. We're both alpha males who know our worth. Asked about his reach advantage, Crawford kept it real. Yeah, it can help, but it can hurt too. Canelo's slick at mid-range. It's not about long arms. It's not about long arms. It's about how you use them.
A lot of fighters would like to put on a weight restriction to this type of fight. Why didn't you want to do that?
Because I want him at his best. I don't want no excuses. I don't want no, reasons why, he didn't feel good or anything. I want him at his best.
Asked about his current weight, Crawford shrugged. I don't know. Maybe 155. Is he worried that he's still far from 168? Not at all. He said, "We fighters carry weight. Naturally, it's one of my real weights." As for Canelo, when pressed again about those old drug test controversies, he brushed it off. If people want to believe what they want, they will proof or not. He said, "I don't care anymore."
Experts, I think Canelo's not the same fighter. His punch output's a lot less. What do you think, considering, the last 12 months or so? Is he the same fighter he was maybe a few years ago?
I think he is. I just think, he just wasn't up for the Skull fight. And I think, different fighters bring different, energies out of other fighters.
A lot of people are judging you on the Madrimov fight, saying you struggled moving up in weight. You're going further up in weight. And they're saying that's going to go against you based on the Madrimov fight. How do you kind of...
History says smaller fighters usually struggle against naturally bigger ones, but Paulie Malignaggi doesn't buy into that. The former world champ and ProBox TV analyst is pumped for this showdown. While Canelo, the unified super middleweight king, does have size on his side, Paulie believes Crawford is far from an easy fight. In a recent chat with Fight Hype, the Magic Man broke down why Bud could be a real problem for the Mexican superstar. "At first, I thought Crawford might be too small," he admitted, but he quickly changed his tune.
Canelo Crawford, I know what you feel about Canelo, but what do you feel about that particular fight, which sounds like it probably took 100 to 150 million, maybe each, in order for Turkey to get that fight.
It doesn't really, listen, it's going to be a fight that people want to watch again, because again, it's something that people generally talk about. Canelo's very popular. At this point, he's if he fights my sneaker, it's going to generate 1 million pay-per-views, right? So
Malignaggi clarified that this battle is less about size and more about skills, and that's where he gives Crawford the edge. Crawford is just more complete than Canelo. The only real concern is his smaller frame, he said. To drive his point home, Paulie compared Bud to the legendary Roberto Duran, who once jumped up from lightweight and beat Iran Berkeley in 1989. Despite Berkeley having taken out Tommy Hearns before that Duran fight, a razor-close split decision proof. That size doesn't always win when greatness steps in.
I was originally thinking Crawford might be too small. I think Crawford is a way more complete fighter than Canelo ever was. And Crawford is just, the only risk here is Crawford's small. You think about it, though, Duran was a former lightweight, and he was able to beat Iran Berkeley eventually, right? So it's not out of the question. And this Canelo is not the prime Canelo. This Canelo is also a Canelo who's trying to steal bags while half-assing it. when Canelo has been put in tough situations in the moments where he's had to really dig down, what does he do?
And now, more fans are starting to believe Crawford might actually do the impossible dethrone Canelo Alvarez. Sure, bold predictions are nothing new when it comes to Canelo fights, but this time feels different. Crawford brings something unique, blend of grit, IQ, and timing that could shake up the sport. Do you think he can pull off the upset? That's all for now. If you want the best boxing updates, highlights, and stories, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Thanks for watching Boxonic. Until next time, peace.